I have officially just survived 1,000 days in my hardcore world, and believe it or not, I'm going to make one big movie out of it, because no one has ever done that before, so you can see how far my world has come and all the crazy stuff I've done. Also, just watching my videos get like 10 times better overall is pretty cool, so grab a bit of popcorn, sit back, relax, and enjoy the movie. With hundreds of videos claiming to have the perfect start to hardcore Minecraft, I decided I want to put all of those to the test, and what I pulled off might just be the best start you will ever see. My name is Ryan, also known as the #1 Minecraft player of all time. And this is the beginning of my hardcore world, which I'm going to be making the best ever. And we're never going to even worry about me dying and losing everything and having to restart again and all this. Don't mind me, we can just ignore that. Let's get started. Okay, so I should definitely start off by probably just getting some wood. Now hold on just a minute. I said I wanted to make this the best start in hardcore Minecraft. And in order to truly do that, I have to break this video down into 3 different phases. Phase 1 is going to be getting a full set of netherite armor. Phase 2 will be killing the ender dragon and getting an elytra. And phase 3 will be building my ultimate dream starter base. Anyways, let's get back to it then. So I think I'm just going to speed run and getting the starter stuff here. Sleep, 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 sleep. Well, anyway, now that I have all my basic tools, I want to try to find somewhere I can build my starter base. Well, it's going to be more like my pre-starter base, because the real one is more like my first mega base at the end of the video. Just found myself a little shipwreck, and oh, don't mind if I do. First diamonds of the world, there we go. Oh, sweet, a village. I'll probably just end up building a quick house around here, maybe in a spot like this. But oh yeah, I can already see the vision here, so let's just get started building this thing. Let me get a little bit of storage set up so I'm not always so full. Add in the normal stuff, plus a couple of floors. Now I'm running into a little bit of a problem. This would all be so much easier with some iron tools, so I'm going to put the house on pause for a minute and upgrade my gear a little bit. This cave looks like a good place to start, minus all these skeletons of course. Alright, well I'll call that a pretty successful mining trip, and I'll get a little farm set up so I can try not to starve to death. So now I can finally build my walls up to something a little more safe. You know what, I think that'll do perfectly. Now it's time to add the roof on, and I'm thinking of doing a shape kind of like this. But I've never really built a roof shaped like this before, so I'm just a tad nervous. After about an hour of designing this place, I actually think it turned out really nice. I'm pretty proud of myself, but I will admit it was pretty painful. Almost as painful as you not hitting the subscribe button yet. Like, come on. We're 3 minutes into this thing, and it's right there. Just hit it. But I do think we should probably upgrade our gear to diamond by now. Diamond speedrun. You know, I don't really know if these ones are worth it to get up here. Yeah, I ended up getting those, and it definitely wasn't really worth it. But I did manage to get enough diamonds for a full set of diamond armor and a full set of tools too. Which also means I can start enchanting and get closer and closer to finishing my first phase, netherite armor. I did decide that it'd be a good idea to first go to the Nether and build a quick XP farm I found doom scrolling on TikTok, but it worked for a whole 2 minutes before I got bored and decided just to mine quartz for some XP. Well, now that I have all those 30 levels, I want to start collecting everything I'll need to get the 32 ancient debris required to craft all my netherite tools and armor. So for the next hour or so, it was just harvesting the wheat farm, breeding the sheep, and shearing the sheep. Wheat, sheep, wheat, sheep, wheat, sheep, wheat, sheep, wheat, sheep. Man, oh man, I finally got enough to do everyone's favorite way to get netherite. Bed mining. Let's see how good this way really is. right, I have 4 netherite ingots, so I can upgrade every piece of my armor to... No, hold on. I'm an idiot. I completely forgot I still have to go to a bastion and find a netherite upgrade. How in the world did I not remember that it's like the most important part? So I set off on a great adventure to go find a bastion. And, well, there was one super close by, so I lucked out there. I also remembered to bring a fire resistance potion and a lava bucket to deal with those pesky piglin brutes, because those dudes will delete my world. So my plan right now is to kind of just dig through the roof here and kind of try to attack from the top. I don't think I see anybody that's going to try to attack me. Well, I guess I really didn't think it through too much because I have to get all the way down there. But I think I have a plan. If I just drink my potion right now, then I should be able to just put the lava here and ride it all the way down to the bottom. I think this is going to work. Oh, look at that, guys. I think I might just be a genius. Now I just have to make my way over to this chest here and dodge all these scary things on the way. Maybe kill this guy with a lava bucket real quick. I did read somewhere too that if you can go under the chest and kind of block yourself off, then when you open it... Ooh, okay, there's the upgrade. Anywho, when you open it, then all the piglins won't get mad at you for looking inside their stuff. While I'm still in the Nether too, I think I'm just going to head over to this fortress here and kind of try to collect everything I'm going to need for the Ender Dragon fight. Which of course means blaze rods, and I don't know about you, but I'm getting really tired of these guys always flying away just like this. So I'm going to build a little wall around this whole thing to keep them in here. And finishing touches here. Alright, it should hopefully be a lot easier to get some blaze rods now. With this last blaze, I should have everything I need. Alright, I have 10 of them. That's enough for all the Eyes of Ender. Now I just need to go on a little bit of an Enderman killing spree. And this should be the last one here too. Perfect. Yeah, 15 pearls should be more than enough to get to the end. And just like that, I'm about to complete phase 1, and I have just about everything I need to complete phase 2, which is going to be killing the Ender Dragon. But would you look at that, a full set of netherite armor. Oh my god, you love to see it, don't you? Okay, I kind of want to add some of these armor trims here too. I think that'll look pretty cool. That definitely looks a lot better. I just spent a couple minutes putting together everything I think could probably come in handy beating this dragon, so... all that's left to do is beat this thing and make it super cinematic. You know, I honestly remember that dragon being a lot harder. But now that the dragon is finally dead, we can make our way to go find some end cities and hopefully an Elytra. Another thing I forgot is just how long it can take to find one of these things. I've been running around here for like 45 minutes now and haven't found a single city. Of course, as soon as I say that, look what I found. I just have to build over this gap coming up and hopefully not fall to my death. This part definitely seems a little bit sketchy. Thankfully, it does look like this one has an end ship too, so let's just make our way up the city, grab all the shulkers we possibly can, get over to the ship, and get ourselves our first ever Elytra. Let's test this bad boy out and get going home. Phase 2 complete. Which of course means we can start working on the third and final phase. And for that, we're going to need 3 key ingredients: cobblestone, stone, and what? well, stone bricks. It's a lot of rocks, okay? So I just got done gathering everything I'm gonna need to build this, which really wasn't nearly as bad as I was thinking. And I'm gonna be using this design by Turtlecraft, which will get me over 28,000 cobblestone an hour. So now I'm just gonna let this thing run for around an hour while I go to the gym, and when I get back, we should have more than enough for our build. Oh yeah, we definitely got enough for this now. And I just have to get started on getting a ton of lava right here and smelting around 30 stacks of this into regular stone. It's all pretty much done smelting now, so I can turn this stone into all the different blocks it has to be, like bricks, walls, slabs, stairs, and start collecting all the other materials I'm gonna be needing. Like a ton of spruce, a ton of gravel, andesite, and light gray wool. That last one was the most annoying, waiting for these stupid sheep to grow their wool back. And I also already have a spot lined up pretty close to my starter hut that I want to build my main base. I'm going to be using a mod called Lightmatica to help me break down my build into the main structure in the center, and then everything else around it will be separate. So without further ado, let's start constructing our first base so we can complete our final phase of this video. And I'm gonna add in these little stone outlines in the middle circle so I can put some farms in each one of them. This is what it looks like after all the farms have been built, so now we can start working on the outer portion of the base. I think this looks really cool from far away too. Look at that. And now the last part of this build is taking all these sheep from my old base to my new base so I can set them all up in their pens. And now finally, after 45 hours of work, we have completed all 3 phases that we set out for to make this the ultimate perfect start to hardcore Minecraft. I need to build some crazy farms in my hardcore world for all the huge projects I want to do, so I planned 11 different farms starting from the easiest and working up to the hardest and most useful farms that give me the best items in the entire game, so I can figure out which farm will be the most overpowered. And we'll be starting with... Oh my gosh, I just built the wrong one. And now farm number 1 is complete. With this villager breeder, we can get as much free unpaid labor as we want, since I'm going to need a ton of villagers for a couple other farms later in the video. With our free labor farm done, I need to make 2 other farms to secure my food production and make the best food in the entire game, golden carrots. And to make those, I need, well, gold and carrots. And I want to tackle the harder farm first, which means heading to the Nether and collecting a couple more resources for the next farm. Now that we have everything we need to make this gold farm, we need to find a way onto the Nether roof. So if I just throw this ender pearl at this block, we'll be able to sneak right up. And after connecting my portal back to my base, I can start working on this farm by building a huge tower that the pigmen will fall down and surround it by a big circle platform made out of magma blocks. Okay, yeah, before I fill this in, I'm gonna do the top glass part first because these ghasts just keep spawning. Once we're done filling in this platform, then we can scratch farm number 2 off the list. Now that we make one of the 2 things we need, it's time to get some carrots. And as you can see, I really only have potatoes, and we all know I'm not going to get carrots every time manually. That's where our villagers from earlier come in. I can force them to get carrots for me forever by holding their family hostage. Anywho, I want to build this one right next to my base so that it will constantly be working. And after collecting all the boring stuff to make this thing, I started building. With the base of the farm complete, I can head over to the breeder and steal some willing people for a life of hard work. I just have to get him into this minecart and up the ramp, and just like that, I have 1 villager in their new home and 4 more to go. Last but not least, the villager for the middle. Now it should be all set up. The villagers on the sides will collect carrots and throw them into the hoppers in the middle. And with our food farms done, we can move on to some harder farms. Which, keep in mind, the farms get harder and harder later on in the video. The next one I'm building is going to be a creeper farm since I'm going to need a ton of gunpowder for rockets. I'm also going to need 25 stacks of trapdoors, so it looks like it's time to get some trees. 1 down and 5 million more to go. I have all of the trapdoors and mostly everything else except all the cobblestone, but I have a ton of that left over. And I'm going to be building this over an ocean since that will give me the best spawn rates. Starting with the collection area and bottom floor, I then built up 12 layers to the top platform. This farm works by having these dispensers shoot out water and push the creepers into the killing chamber below. And after making the roof, it's time to move on to the second piece of rockets. And that's going to be a sugarcane farm. But not this one. This one sucks. I need to make a lossless flying machine sugarcane farm with a hopper minecart collection system. The good news? I have every single thing I need to make this except the most important part. So I stood in a swamp for an hour waiting for slime to spawn so I can get slime blocks. A lot of slime. But with all that collected, we have everything we need to build this, and I want to put this one right on top of the creeper farm so I can AFK both of them at the same exact time. Starting with the bottom floor, then just add in some redstone torches and the rails, and last but not least, the minecarts with the collection system. For whatever reason, I have to put in some dirt and water here too, so then I'm ready to build the flying machine that took all those slime balls. Alright, let's just test this real quick. You know what? I'd say that works. After I added all of the sugarcane and a cool little glass border wall, my sugarcane farm was fully working, and after AFKing for 30 minutes, I have a full shulker box of rockets. Which brings us to probably the most used farm in Minecraft. A quad iron using 32 villagers making 5,000 iron every single hour. Everyone has one. And this is the first farm yet where I already have everything to build this, but it's still going to take a long time. I want to build it on this land right here since it's not too far from my base, and since I don't have to flatten it out so much. But I do still have to flatten out this entire square so that way I can build this huge side coming off of it. Now I just have to do this 3 more times. These are where the iron golems will spawn and fall into the lava below. Now here's the hard part, actually getting the villagers from a village over to my iron farm, which I'm going to be using boats for since I can fly with them. And with the villagers here, I just have to get them up into their hole. By pulling them up in their boats, I can get them all one by one into their homes, which means it's now time for the zombies, and I need 4 of them, all name tagged. First one is subscribe, which you should if you haven't already. And then, of course, we have comment, like the video, and, well, Bob. And this is what we have after about 30 minutes of AFK. So let's see where we are so far. We have unlimited food with golden carrots, as many rockets as we need, and all the iron in the world getting made for us. But we're not done, because the farms coming up just get even better. Like this next one, a slime farm. Luckily, I have this swamp biome pretty close to my base, so at least that was easy. And with this farm, I also already have all the materials for it. It was mostly basic stuff, just a lot of it. except for glow lichen, which I never thought about collecting until now. But with that, I do have to clear out this small area of any of the trees so that way I can dig a hole, fill it with some chests, hoppers, and rails, and cover it all with magma. After putting an iron golem permanently in the middle, this is going to be the collection area where the slimes die and their balls get picked up. Well, where are the slimes gonna spawn? I can see you commenting. I haven't got there yet. I have to build a big platform surrounding the kill chamber with walls all the way around it, and then literally just, well, a roof. Plus a little bit of that lichen from earlier. This is because slimes can spawn with only a little bit of light while keeping other mobs from spawning at the same time. But that's it. Just gotta seal up the chamber and make an AFK spot way up there, and our farm is working. This is how many balls I got after 30 minutes of AFK. Our next two farms are kind of one farm just split up into two, and that's going to be a bone meal and a tree farm since, well, you know, we can't have a tree farm without that bone meal. So that's going to be the one we do first, which I'm sure by now you know that I have all the materials for this farm too. It's getting a lot easier to get everything for these farms the more of them I build. I'm just going to find a nice little spot close to my iron farm so that one keeps working while I'm building and using both of these too. The only problem with this one is there's a ton of redstone that goes into it and I don't understand it at all. All I know is you turn the farm on, you get moss that turns into bone meal, so simple enough. Except why in the world am I getting cobblestone that's breaking my whole machine? I had to look through all the redstone piece by piece to find it, and it turns out it was one of the first things I built. I literally just set a repeater off by 1 speed. But with that last thing fixed, the farm is finally actually working, which means I can move right on to the tree farm, which I'm just going to build right next to this one. And I've been looking forward to this one the whole time because chopping trees by hand sucks. But like I said, I'm just going to be building this one right next to the bone meal farm, and it's going to be a little bit bigger, so I have to clear out this area. Then put down the foundation, and this one's going to be a lot more complicated, so hopefully I don't mess it up. Which honestly, looking back at it, this was probably the smoothest build so far. Nothing broke, and since I already had all the materials, it flew by. But here's how it works. You plant a tree, pistons push the logs away, and TNT drops down, breaking the logs into the collection below. Which after using only 1 full chest of bone meal, I got a little over an entire double chest of logs. Hopefully it'll last me a while, because I'm still actually really sad about all those trapdoors I had to get earlier. Which brings us to by far the hardest farm yet. And I need to get a couple of the more weird resources to build this, like pumpkins, which took me forever to find for some reason, snow, which was super easy to find, and 20 stacks of scaffolding. I only have, well, this much. To get the rest, I need 2 things. Bamboo, which is easy enough to get, boom, there we go, and string. When I tell you this string made my life awful, I mean it. I tried to make a string farm, didn't work. Tried to kill spiders, would have taken forever. So I finally settled on just finding a mine shaft and mining all the cobwebs in it for the 4 stacks of string I needed to build all this. Anywho, with that finished, I have everything else I need to build this farm already, but I can't build it here. I have to go to the end, travel through the end gateway, and find a nice little area to mine out right besides an end city. You could probably guess what I'm building now. It's gonna be a shulker farm. Building the actual farm was easy enough, just placing down a ton of slabs and all that scaffolding I got earlier with just a little bit of redstone work. And that was the easy part. The hard part, actually moving a shulker into the farm without it either dying or teleporting away. So I had to build this huge bridge with rails so I could finally, after about 2 hours of messing around with this thing, push one into a shulker and have it go all the way over to my farm. But with him in there, all I have to do is put some boats in here and my farm is working. I'd say this could make a couple boxes. Back in the overworld, it's time to work on the best farm I have lined up. It's going to be able to get us the rest of the items we could ever need in this game. And for this, I need to find a structure that I was actually lucky enough to find earlier when I was building the slime farm, which is a witch hut that's super close to my slime farm too. So yeah, obviously it's going to be a witch farm. And it uses just a ton of basic resources, and for really no reason at all, I have to make a copper bulb for it too. Anyways, with everything collected, I just have to make my way over to the witch hut, tear it down, and build the collection pool where the witches are going to fall into. That is going to push them into these towers, sending them all the way up top where I can kill them. I just have to get them to actually spawn first. This works by building these shifting floors with pistons where witches spawn and fall through the floor into the water below. And after setting up the redstone clock and sealing off all the light to the farm, it's working and I'm getting a ton of witches up here. This is my end portal. Yeah, it sucks. So today, I'm building the most insane end portal ever with a secret thing I guarantee you've never seen in hardcore Minecraft. Only a few other YouTubers have tried this, but I want to beat all of them. And to do that, I'm going to be making the world's largest end portal. Firstly, I'm going to build an outline out of some useless blocks to see just how big it's going to be. Okay, yeah, I may have designed this a little bit too big, and to make this even harder, I'm going to give myself a time limit of 7 days to complete it, because who doesn't love a good challenge? And if I fail, I'm going to have to delete my world. So because this project is so big, I have to break it down into 3 different phases, starting with phase 1, which is collecting all the resources I'm going to need. And we'll get the hardest one first. To be more clear, I need 40,000 endstone. With my fully enchanted pickaxe and a haste 2 beacon, I can get around 2 endstone every single second. Doing the math, that means I need to mine for just about 5.5 hours. No, there's gotta be a faster way to do this. There wasn't a faster way. But at least the hardest one is out of the way, which means we are now about 25% done. So let's just build a little platform next to where the portal is going to be so we can keep track of all the stuff we need. Next up is 7,000 warped blocks, which is going to take me to the Nether to pretty much chop down an entire forest for all this wood I need. Man, this is just deforestation at its finest, huh? And we can also add this to the pile. With the endstone and warped wood scratched off, I also already lost 2 days and only have 5 left to complete this challenge, so I really have to speed things up, because I'm still just at the start of this. Luckily for me, the next 2 things I need are farmable, like this 10,000 sculk that I need. Now I could just go to an ancient city and die, or I could just build this farm. Now all I have to do is AFK this for like 10 hours overnight. This should be enough, I hope, which will once again add to our pile. You know, look at all this, it really makes you think just how much stuff this takes. And that brings us to the last thing on our list, which is dark prismarine. So I can just find an underwater temple, then after clearing out all the bosses inside, I can build a guardian farm above it to get all the prismarine I need. I brought everything with me too, so I can just get building. And now I can AFK this one for another 5 hours. Okay, I completely forgot something. To make the dark prismarine, I also need 1 ink sac for each block, which means I'm gonna need 5,000 ink sacs. Right now, I have 17. Oh man, this is gonna set me back like a whole day. So let me just quickly build a squid farm and AFK this one for a couple of hours too. All right, perfect. With all this ink plus the shards from earlier, I can craft up the remaining bulk materials, and we can add that to the pile too. The rest of the materials I already have, but with all those blocks, it means we can finally start to build the frame of this thing. Just like that, phase 1 is complete, which means we can move on to phase 2, adding the center end island with all the end structures around it. And I can't just have the end island floating above a birch forest, so I have to build a sand duper. It's pretty light on building materials, so we'll just quickly build it all the way up and AFK for a ton of black concrete powder, like 15,000. This is gonna take me a while. But with all that collected, now I can clear out the forest, which we all know I'm not chopping down every single tree. I'm gonna burn this to the ground. Anyway, then I can flatten out all of the land, so I can go ahead and make this all pitch black so it looks just like the void. I really hope this looks cooler from a different angle. Looks like it could be the void, I'm pretty sure. This means I can finally add in the centerpiece, but first I have to get a little bit of obsidian, which I can use my beacon setup from earlier to mine a whole end tower. But with all that collected, I still have all the end stone from earlier, so we can start building the island in the middle. And then we can add in all of the towers. Now, I'm sure you're probably thinking, Ryan, this looks so amazing, great job, which you should totally comment that too. But let me stop you there because I still want to add some stuff around it. Remember, we want to make this record-breaking. So I do need to head back to the end and find a good-sized end city. This one should do pretty good. After clearing out the city, I just need to collect all the blocks. All right, that's looking beautiful. And then I can steal the whole end ship too. So now to really finish off the size of this thing, I can add something to a couple of these corners. I wanted to add all these to make it look like the end is kind of exploding out of the portal, but I do have one empty corner and I want to know what ideas you guys come up with to put in there, so let me know in the comments. Now, if I was any other sane person, I could just stop here. We have everything that makes this a mega build, but this thing isn't even a working portal and I still have one phase left, which brings us to phase number 3, time travel. I know, it sounds a lot crazier than it is, but I have to get 2 specific blocks that I can't get in this version, and that's bedrock and end portal frames. And I really have to do this fast because I only have 1 day left in my challenge. So to get those, I need to build a super fancy time machine, and if I'm lucky, it should take me all the way back to 1.9, because all the way back in this update, we can actually get portal frames. So let's get a couple starting stuff real quick. And there's a really good chance the stronghold will be at coordinates 0, 0, but there's also another easy way to find them. Man, oh man, I wonder what that huge pillar of glass is for. That's right, in this update, Jeb added these towers to make it easier to find these while making the update, and then he just casually forgot to remove them. We also got baby chickens, which don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna complain. Oh wow, there's a stronghold here. Let me just find the portal room. Hold on, is this the end portal? Yes, it is. But first, in order to get these, I do need one more thing. With all the resources we got earlier, we can take advantage of the super easy duping glitch in this version to get everything we want. Add in a little tiny starter base too. Don't worry, I'm not going to be taking any of this stuff back. But with all that, I also have what I needed, and that's a piece of TNT. So then I can take it all the way back to the stronghold, and if we put this right here and give it a light, then after it blows up, it drops. What in the world is this? Oh yeah, that's just the portal frame, no worries. Using that same duping glitch as before, we can get a pretty decent amount of these, and as we go back through the updates, they'll go back to their true form eventually. But it's time to time travel again. Do you see what I did there?
Ooh, you suck!
Alright, whatever, let's just go. All the way to update 15W47C, because in this update, we can actually get bedrock. Firstly, we need to make a nether portal. Oh my god, why does this take so long to mine? So we can go to the nether and get a couple things, like some blaze rods, some ghast tears, and some ender pearls. Okay, now we can make some end crystals and 12 eyes of ender. I think you probably know where I'm going with this one. And since we already have these frames, we could just build the portal right here. Let me kill this dragon in one hit for you guys. Yeah, there were no cuts there at all. It was one hit, trust me. But now we can get this egg to go through the portal, so this will tell us where the bedrock will drop. Let me just mark it real quick, and we can go back to the end, because if we place this crystal on the top bedrock like so, and place the other ones like we normally would, but on this very last one, hit it to make it explode, then it should have dropped the top bedrock piece through the portal. So let's go find out. And there it is, perfect. Wow, it's super weird seeing bedrock in your inventory. And after a quick duplication session, it's time to take it to the nether. This is because the only way to transfer items back to my main world is by placing them in the nether, writing down the coordinates, and transferring this nether world folder to my nether world folder. Then I can go to those coordinates in my nether and find all the items still there. But now I can add in the finishing touches to the main island, like the top of the pillars and a working portal right in the middle, which we can make this look even better by growing some mushrooms off of the side here to destroy the actual frame, and then we can surround it with bedrock to make it look just like the portal in the end. And we'll even throw the dragon egg right on top here to show the ender dragon who's boss. And just like that, our portal is up and running. So you have now seen bedrock and end portal frames inside of a survival hardcore world, which finally completes phase number 3. I feel awful. The new update made Ghast happy, but we've been treating them bad for years. So today, I'm gonna build them a sanctuary so they can finally enjoy life. Maybe I should build one for me too.
Boo, you
And I want to try to help them. I should probably start off by finding a huge open area for this since I want it to be massive. Just like this ocean, which brings me to my second problem. It's an ocean. I'm gonna have to drain out all of this water to build what I want. So better start placing dirt over every single piece of water. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Man, this way is a lot easier than all that. Ooh, and a lot more satisfying too. I do just have to clear out all this seaweed here in the middle. Hey, guess what? I have a new problem. This is taking way more sand than I thought, and I only have like 4 left. So let me get some more real quick. If you're wondering, I built this last video, but I should actually build a chunk loader here too. It'll speed this up a bit, and it's super easy now, so this whole area will keep working while I'm in the end. And with all that sand, I can use that to finish making all the walls in the ocean. Oh no! How do you drown on land, man? Alright, we'll remember this guy. We'll name him. I don't know what to name him. You let me know. Poor guy. Dude, I swear, these traders will spawn anywhere too. It's not funny anymore. But now I need sponges to drain all of the water. I have a couple, so let's see how far this gets me. Yeah, this isn't gonna work at all. Let's go fight a ton of ocean monuments. If you're wondering, you get 371 sponges from 7 different monuments. Oh sweet, a mushroom island. Let's grab some mycelium on the way home too. I'll need that later when I make my own custom biomes for the ghasts. Now let's dry all these out and finally start draining all the water. Alright, the entire ocean is drained out now, and I think it looks pretty cool. I've never actually gone and drained out a whole ocean before, so yeah. I do just have quite a bit lower to go to actually get down to the level I need to be at, and I kind of want to dig out this entire thing by hand so I can save all the blocks for any future builds I want to do. So this is what it looks like now. And this is it fully mined out. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna be pretty good on blocks for a while. That hole took 6 hours to mine out, so for every subscriber that this video gets, I'll mine 100 more blocks of stone. This could go really bad. But now that we have this huge hole in the ocean, my plan is to make the border out of quartz and pink concrete, and then build a couple towers going down the side to the bottom of the hole. So let's start making the border. Okay, we have another problem. That was my last piece of quartz. And as you can see, we are not even near being done with the border of this thing. So let's go back to the Nether real quick so we can mine every single piece of quartz that we see. Whoa, calm down, man. I'm literally trying to build something to save you, all right, buddy? Jeez, ungrateful. All right, it looks like that should be enough, which means we can finally start finishing this border. I did make it around 5 blocks thick everywhere, so I'd have kind of like a walkway going around the whole thing. And that way I wouldn't have to worry about running into any of the walls, because that would not be fun. Which we can now add in all of the pink too. And here's more of the plan. After I build the towers, I'll make custom biomes for each slice filled with secrets and activities for the ghasts to do. Alright, let's first start off by dividing this part into 4 different sections. I am stopping it just a little bit off of the wall because I want the walls to kind of curve up along with it instead of just being flat against it. And now we can start on all the towers. I'm thinking of just making a really tower looking tower, just like this. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good, especially at nighttime. It looks awesome. And now we just have to copy that to the rest of the sides. So this is what the ocean looked like at the start of the video, and this is what it looks like now. Yeah, I can't wait to see what this will look like at the end when I have all the custom biomes and happy ghasts flying around. Spoiler alert, it's gonna look pretty amazing. That one was a little awkward. We'll start with the purple biome, which I'm going to be calling the Violet Veil. I need to collect a couple more things to bring this to life, like a ton of amethyst, calcite, and smooth basalt, which are all things found in geodes that spawn around your world. The only problem is, I need a lot of these blocks, and each geode doesn't exactly come with everything I need. So let's see just how many it takes to get all the blocks that I need for this. Okay, yeah, that wasn't as bad as I thought. I only needed 3. But we still need to get some purple glass and some other purple colored blocks, like concrete powder, terracotta, and that mycelium I got earlier. Oh, and end rods. You'll see why in a second. Like I said earlier, I want the back wall to slope a little bit so it's not just a boring flat wall. I'm gonna try adding a custom amethyst geode bursting out of the back here too. Really hope this looks good from further away. You know what? I'll take it. Then I added the groundwork with some terrain. Don't bully me. I'm still learning how to terraform, okay? And then I designed this custom tree that I think fits perfectly in here. And just like that, the violet veil is technically done, but I want to give every biome something the ghasts can do or enjoy. So I added this little cave they can fly into and just, you know, stare into the void. Or it can be like a night sky. It's really up to you. And with the purple biome complete, this place already looks 10 times cooler. I cannot wait to see it all come together with the rest of them. This next one is our red biome, which I'm going to be calling Crimson Springs. This one is meant to bring the heat back just a little bit, just in case the ghasts start missing home. So it's Nether themed, and I did need to make a quick trip there to grab a ton of blocks, like a ton of Nether wart blocks and different Crimson themed blocks, as well as some magma and blackstone. And same idea with the curved back wall. That's how it's going to be all the way around. I thought it would be cool to add these glowing holes in the walls made of redstone, like veins of lava or something. I don't know. It looks cool, okay? Now for the landscaping and these beautiful custom crimson trees. But with a name like Crimson Springs, I kind of have to build something to let the gas heat up a little bit. So I dug this hole, put some campfires underneath it, and covered it all up in lava to make a little smoky hot tub for them. We should probably put this sign up here too, just in case anyone tries to sue us for like third-degree burns or something. And that's 2 biomes down, and this place keeps looking more and more insane. Yeah, every time I finish one of these, I feel like we're one step closer to giving these guys a real home. Now we're on to the yellow biome, Honey Hollow. And as you can tell by the name, I need a lot of honey. Right now, I have no honey. So looks like I'm gonna have to build myself a farm real quick. Alright, honey farm built and AFK'd for a little bit. This should be enough for everything I need. Plus, I needed some wax anyway for candles. You'll see why in a second. I didn't want to add in anything for the wall this time because I have a completely different idea. What if I could give all the ghasts in here pets? I was thinking they're probably lonely just flying around in here all by themselves. So I thought bees. They're cute. They fly around. It's totally perfect. So I made this area a little hillier so the bees can buzz around whoever they want since they're not going to walk anyway. And here's the tree that I designed for it. It glows with candles on the inside and it has lanterns on the outside to add an extra light effect. Then with just a bunch of beehives added, the ghasts can finally have some friends. In real life, I hate bees. But I also added in a little honey lake to it because it really fits the theme, I think. And now the last biome before we can finally move the ghasts in here. Frosty Cliffs. I decided to do a theme like this because, well, in the new update, ghasts eat snowballs. And without snow, then, well, they would starve. Yeah, we can't let that happen. So after building the wall on this one, I started sculpting a mountain that's going to have snow all around on the top of it. Then I can place these cauldrons on top and fill them with powdered snow so they have food on demand. And now I can build these snowy, mystical looking trees to kind of fill in the rest of it. And I think this is my favorite tree design by far. I'm really proud of this one. And boom, just like that, 4 biomes are officially done. And now there's only one problem left. This is supposed to be a ghast sanctuary. Do you see any ghasts in here? No, exactly. I think 8 to 10 ghasts could fit comfortably in here, so let's head to the Nether and rescue some of these sad guys. And yeah, I know you can craft them, but I'm not going to do that. This is a sanctuary, so we're going to actually go out and rescue some that are in danger. Alright, perfect. I found my first one. Oh no, he looks so sad too. Well, you're coming with me, buddy. Don't worry. Let's find a few more. Oh no, I just realized something. When they grow up, they could just fly away and never come back. Alright, it's time for a roof. Okay, perfect. Now they're safe. Let's get them healed up in some water. How long does this take again exactly?
4 to 6 weeks later.
There we go. They're all grown up. Look at them. They look so happy now. All you have to do is feed them a couple snowballs to speed it up a little bit. And now I want to name each one of them. This guy right here is going to be named Baxter after my real life dog. And if you leave a pet name in the comments down below, I'll pick out a couple of them to name the rest of these guys after your pets. And I can't help but feel like we're missing something pretty important in the sky right here. So to finish it off, I'm going to build a big giant mama ghast in the center of the dome to watch over all her kids. Yeah, this place looks absolutely incredible now. Each biome has something for the ghasts to enjoy. Even this void room. Maybe I really should build one for me too. I've been trying to be the best Minecraft player for so long. I've built insane farms, a mega end portal, and even a house for some of Minecraft's most dangerous mobs. But after all of that, where do I live? In a tiny castle.
Bruh.
Like it's 500 years ago. I think it's honestly really sad. But today, that's all gonna change in the biggest way possible. Because this is just unacceptable now. First things first, I wanna make the outline of this thing because I wanna visualize just how big this is going to be. Because according to all the locals, it's going to be massive. So where can I actually build this? I'm thinking this area right here. So let's start by placing all the corners. I'll place one here, another one of them here, and then the last one right there. Now I just have to connect them all. Why am I using gold blocks? It's gonna take so long to remove it all when I'm done. Yeah, no, I'm done with all that. I'm gonna go get something else. Let me grab all this real quick. All right, perfect. Oh my god, this thing is absolutely insane. Look at that. I think I misjudged this a little bit. Dude, it's so big. I don't think I even want to build this. Just so you can see, let me move my diamond beacon over here real quick. This is gonna be fun. Yeah, I think mine is gonna be quite a bit bigger. Like, here is me standing next to this huge beacon. I just realized too, I already spent like an hour building this outline and I still have to fill the entire thing in with blocks. But I don't have anything to fill it with. Okay, let me think of a plan real quick. Alright, so here's the plan. First, I close out of Minecraft. Next, I go and get a real job. Then I can retire in around 40 years, move out to the Bahamas, and forget about ever having to make this video. Oh wait, no, hold on, that was my plan B. The actual plan is just to get all the blocks to fill this in. And I do have a different style I want to use since regular diamond blocks are kind of boring, stupid, dumb, idiot looking. You'll see what I have in mind soon. But now we have to try and go about actually designing this diamond block. I think we'll need quite a lot of light blue or cyan colored blocks, like some of this concrete powder, which I'll turn some of that now into regular concrete. And I'll use both since they are different shades of the same color, I think. Okay, here we go. We have all these colored blocks, and this is how big one of these sides is going to be. We just have to see what we can create with these blocks. Okay, hold on. This is coming together very, very nicely. You know, when you're far away, this actually looks really good. And now that we have our blueprint for this all set up, we can start filling this thing up with blocks. But before we do that, let's just move the design here to right over here. And with that part done, I am now officially 0.51% done with this. Yeah, I should just get a job. And I'm already out of blocks too. We're gonna need a lot of materials for this. And boom! This took me an hour to get all these materials, so let's see how far it will get me. I also found a little friend along the way. Wait, what? Did you guys hear that? Whoa, it's a dog. I don't have one yet, even though it's like day 700. Okay, we have to get this guy. And after feeding him a couple rotten femur bones, he was mine. Now, what should I name you? I think I'll name you Ben. What do you think?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow, that fits perfectly. Anyway, let's move him to our beacon so he can watch. All right, Ben, do you think these materials will get me at least halfway up the beacon?
No.
Okay, I'm not asking Ben any more questions. I guess we can start right here. But that got me basically nowhere, and I used over 4,000 blocks for it. All right, Ben, do you have any ideas that could make this go by a little faster?
Yes.
Oh, wow, awesome. Can you tell me?
No.
Then I sat there for another hour trying to decipher Ben's message.
No.
I I got it. I don't know why I didn't do this before. I'll just use my sand duper. Work smarter, not harder is what I've always been told. So I just sat there for 20 minutes. And I think this time I'll have enough. Now I just have to turn half of it into concrete. All right, I'm gonna sit here until my pickaxe breaks. No, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Okay, I promise I'll do it this time. No, I actually can't. I'm sorry again. I can't break Silk Bob. It's been mine forever. Everyone comment, we love you, Silk Bob, right now. Do it. But now I have everything. Let's get back to building. Okay, well, we are getting closer and closer, but I'm all out of blocks again. Let's go get some more. So I AFK'd the duper for about an hour this time, and I came out with 17 shulker boxes of materials. How far do you think we'll get this time, Ben? I agree, let's get to it. Oh my god, wait a minute, I forgot to turn all this to concrete. Okay, give me a second. I'm actually just gonna build a machine for this. If you've seen my videos before, you know that this is Lightmatica. It just shows me where to place the blocks, it's not cheating. And if you do think it's cheating, well, I don't care. But now I can grab all the materials for it. Shouldn't be too bad, just a lot of redstone stuff, except for a single coral fan, which I do not have. A single coral fan, which I do have. I flew way too far just for that. And I'm not going to build it here, but in the end. So then I can farm concrete, while farming concrete. Alright, let's test this out. I did get this design from Shulker Craft. It seems to be a pretty awesome farm that'll get me 54,000 concrete every hour. So this should give us everything we need super fast. And there's everything already, so let's get back to building. Okay, we are now done with the entire first wall, and this already looks awesome. Except I think it could use a roof. Huh. Well, I didn't think that one through. I think I have a pretty good idea, though. Good thing I have all this stone just sitting around, so let me grab some real quick. And after grabbing that, I headed back to my build. If I just put stone below all the concrete powder, then it should be okay. Yeah, this does kind of suck, though. Alright, now we can add the roof. Maybe I should have used something other than concrete powder. This really is all my fault. And done. That's already 60,000 blocks placed. Now we only have like 150,000 more to go. And you already know what time it is. I need more materials. Let's cue the speedrun music and start it up. Then this really went like powder, flying, repairing, cobblestone, concrete. Boom, now we have everything again. I did get extra concrete and powder with the cobblestone, which all that should hopefully be enough to finish the entire next layer of the beacon. And let's time how long each layer takes too from here on out. Now keep in mind that I got around 50,000 blocks for this part, and it's going to take all of those. And I'm placing all of them by hand, so I might need a new finger after this is done. But this place is really starting to look absolutely amazing. I can't wait to turn it into my huge base and live in it. It's going to be so cool. And done. Wow, with the second layer, this looks totally awesome. And it only took... At the start, we had just this outline here, and now we have this. It looks so awesome. What do you think, Ben? Do you like this so far?
No.
Okay. And by now, I would say we're around 65% of the way done. So now we gotta go get more blocks for the next layer. That was embarrassing. Yeah, that 10-second time-lapse right there took me 4 hours. Yeah, and that's all the stuff we need for this next layer. I wonder how much faster it will be to build this one now. We can start in this corner here. Yeah, this keeps looking cooler and cooler the more of it we build. And each layer is getting a little easier on my finger too. But once again, I'm regretting building the top with concrete powder, because placing this cobblestone sucks. But we're done with this layer too. Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. And this one only took about... which really was almost twice as fast as the last one. This also means we've now done like 80% of the total build, so we're almost done with the main part, which means we only have 20% left to build and a beacon on top. But, of course, we're all out of materials again. What? Shut up, Ben. Alright, that's all the powder. That's all of it into concrete. And there's all my cobblestone. So now we can start building the last layer, and believe it or not, we've already placed over 250,000 blocks, making this my biggest project yet. And here are the last couple of blocks for the diamond part. And this looks so awesome. I can't believe we built this. So this is a normal diamond beacon, and this is my new diamond beacon. Yeah, I think I'll take this one, but there's still just one more thing we have to do for the outside, and that's gonna be the top beacon. First, I'm gonna head to the Nether, so I can mine up a ton of quartz. Then, turn it all into blocks. And now I need to grab some obsidian from these towers. Then I have to head over to my guardian farm to get a ton of stuff for sea lanterns. Alright, let's see what we're working with. I think we can make the outside glass part here first. Alright, that looks sick. And I can use the obsidian for the base part there. And now I can use the sea lanterns with some of the blue blocks to build the beacon. And we'll leave the top open here and place rows of glass so the real beacon can shine through. But we'll worry about that part later. Alright, let's see this thing with the beacon. Guys, that looks so sick. But now we have to actually build a door into here, because right now we can't get in. Ben, how did you even get up here?
No.
Alright, let's just make a door in here. Just like that, we have a door. And now I want to make a floor here too, and I think if I use spruce planks, it'll go really well with the blue. Yeah, that looks pretty good. But I should finish these doorways here too. And there we go. This place is definitely an upgrade from that castle. Let's just place down the basics. Crafting table, furnace. Perfect. Now look at this place. These guys are like the most iconic duo ever. Yeah, that took way too long to make. But no, we're gonna add more than that. I think we'll start off with some pillars to divide up the room. And then we can add a bunch of chests for storage. And now I do still have a bunch of empty space in here, so I'd like your ideas on what to put there. So help me out with interior design ideas, because right now it's kind of bland. But for now, let's move on to finishing the outside. Like, I think a staircase on the sides would be cool if for some reason I can't get up any other way. Well, why in the world is there a frog up here? Okay, I think this is a sign I gotta adopt this guy too. But let's start building the staircases. And that's the frame right there. So now we can just fill it all in. Oh no, that was my last stair right there. If only I had a bucket full of quartz stairs. What's that? Oh my god, it's a bucket full of quartz stairs. Yeah, that joke took 3 hours of mining quartz to get 6,000 stairs. But at least now we can finish placing these. And I have an idea for the trim that I think will look really cool. If only I had a bucket full of soul sand. Man, I really thought that would work. Alright, let's head to the Nether real quick and grab some. Perfect, let's add this to the rim here. And now we can light them all up. And just look at this place, this looks so sick. Ben, what do you think?
Yes.
So should everyone watching subscribe since this took so long? He said yes, you should do it. Iron is the most commonly used item in all of Minecraft. There is no better feeling than loading into your Minecraft world, crafting your first stone pickaxe, and mining your very first iron ore. Oh yeah! So to recreate that feeling, I'm going to be farming 1 million iron ingots, which is going to be absolutely insane. I won't have to go mining for iron ever again. And to do that, we're going to be testing out 3 different methods for gathering iron, starting with the first one, which is, drumroll please, mining! Yeah, but we're doing this so we can get a baseline of how much iron per hour we can get. So that's right, I'm going to spend the next hour mining iron to see how much I can collect. Whoa, look, a zombie with a sword.
Oh, hello there.
Oh my god, why did he attack me? Cool, I think I found one of those big iron veins. And a raw iron block. That's 9 more iron right there. And I'm mostly finding more diamonds than iron now, so I think this cave is pretty dried up. Okay, never mind. I just found another huge part of the cave, and I have about 20 minutes left, so let's finish this up. And time's up. I'm sorry, Iron, I can't get you. I'd be breaking the rules. Oh, hello there. But all right, let's get headed home here. Okay, and now it's time to see how much iron I got in 1 entire hour of mining. I feel like this is more than anyone was thinking. It was definitely more than I thought, because we got 1,299 iron ore. Now that's what I'm talking about. And yes, I did change my texture pack. It looks cool, but there is just one problem with this method. According to my calculations, to get the 1 million iron we need to collect, I would have to mine for 32 days straight. Yeah. And since the last method we're doing will get us 100,000 iron every single hour, we can just throw all this out. And that brings us to our second method, trading with villagers. Because if you didn't know, you can actually trade villagers emeralds for iron. Which means first things first, we are going to need a bunch of villagers and somewhere to put them all. Let's get started on this then. Future Ryan here, and I didn't know this at the time, but I was about to do something that would waste literal hours of my life. So yeah, let's get back to it. I do already have this old villager breeder from like 5 episodes ago, but it's all like slow and garbage and ugly and slow. So let's get rid of these villagers in the nicest way we can. And now we can grab the stuff to build a super fast villager breeder and decorate the outside too so it actually looks good. We mainly just need a bunch of smooth stone, carrots, beds, fences, some dirt, and a couple of sea lanterns. Now let's find somewhere to build this farm. Right here kind of close to this village will be good. And this is my very own farm design too, so if you don't like it, then please don't bully me. Or you could comment, wow, Ryan, awesome breeder. Pause. Yeah, no, comment, wow, Ryan, awesome farm. Haha, that was weird. But anyways, now we have to fill this up with villagers so it'll actually start working. Here's a village that we can commandeer some villagers from. So we can finish this rail system back to the farm and load them all in. And here's villager number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the last one, number 12. That means this thing is fully running, so now we can grab the blocks we need to decorate the outside. So we can head over to a mesa, mine up a ton of terracotta, so I can turn some of it into different colors like yellow, black, and gray. Then I can fly to a mushroom island to grab all the mushroom blocks I can carry. And of course, get some concrete from my duper. And that's everything we need, which you might have guessed by now, I'm building a huge villager head to decorate it. So let's build this thing. And boom, it's done. Oh my gosh, that looks so cool. And these guys are still getting made, so I can actually build a little trading hall area where they can go. I saw a comment from my last video saying to add a library, so I'm gonna add one to this corner here and have the trading hall be inside of it. I have just about everything for the inside of the build, except for an absolute buttload of bookshelves. So I think it could be cool to go around to different strongholds to see how many it takes to get all the bookshelves we need, starting with stronghold number 1. Oh, wow, it looks like I already cleared this one out a little bit. Yikes. Alright, now that is everything I need for my library, but it would be all out in the open right now, so let's build the outside first. I wanted to go for a different style with contrasting colors to the blue of the beacon, and this is what I came up with, which means we can now add the library on the inside. Don't look at that, that's ugly right now. Wow, this place is looking totally sick. It even comes with a chandelier and an awesome center table. Now we can put in where the villagers will go. And set up our rail system all the way back to our base. And this has been going crazy so far, so we have all the villagers we need. After moving all the villagers into my base, I was ready for the final part of this phase, which is luring some zombies in here, making a ton of weakness potions, letting the villagers die. That's my favorite part. And then curing them for the best deals. And now we can finally trade our emeralds for iron. Wait. There's no way I am this stupid. You're telling me villagers don't trade iron for emeralds, they trade emeralds for iron. Oh my god, dude, that was so much time wasted for nothing. It was at this moment where I thought to myself that wasting all this time on collecting materials, breeding villagers, building an entire library was all for nothing. And I was just done with this challenge. So, I closed Minecraft and went to bed. I woke up the next morning strangely motivated. After all, I had already came all this way and the best parts of this challenge were still ahead of me. And if I truly wanted to recreate the same happy feelings you get when you first start a Minecraft world, I had to keep going. So I decided to give it one last shot. Okay, we can just get rid of all these guys, because I'm mad at them. And we can move on to the third and final phase of this challenge, building an iron farm. But not just any iron farm, the most overpowered farm you have ever seen that uses 756 villagers, 36 pillagers, and makes me over 100,000 iron every single hour. Let's find a good spot for this. It's going to be pretty big and I'm going to have to destroy all of the ground underneath it. This spot right here seems perfect for it, since I'm going to have to build a huge structure on top of it to decorate it also. And to dig out this massive hole, I'm going to need something called a world eater, which is essentially just a machine that, well, you know, eats the world. So let me grab everything I need to build it, which luckily I have it all, except a coral fan. 4,000 blocks later. But alright, let's mark all the corners of this hole. Okay, this is going to be absolutely huge. And now we can build this crazy machine. And it's time to start it up. God, I really hope this works and doesn't blow everything up. Here we go. Wow, look at that. And now, if it's working, when it hits this side, it should, yep, move over a block. Now we just have to wait a couple of hours for all this land to be destroyed. That took 10 hours. Yeah. But this place is looking super cool now, and we can even collect all the ores we see. Oh, uh-oh. And this is how much we got. Not bad at all. But now we can start building the farm that goes in this big hole. And for that, we're gonna need to collect a small amount of resources, starting off with 36,000 cobblestone, which I can just AFK at my cobble farm for, and that will be perfect. Then we can grab 8,000 fence gates and 3,000 warp fence gates. So that means AFKing the wood farm and completely destroying the wildlife in the Nether. Then I can turn all that wood into the fences. Now there is a lot more stuff to get, so instead of boring you with everything, it's time for a time lapse. And let's make a little platform to keep everything near the farm. That only took 2 days for everything. Woo! And now we only have to build it. Man, this challenge sucks. But this is like the biggest farm ever, and I don't want to bore anyone, so here's another time lapse. Yep, that took another 10 hours. But that does mean we can start moving in the 756 villagers. I'm starting to get angry. But man, this place does look awesome. Okay, all we have to do is connect our breeder to our farming area and then wrap the rails all the way around to each of these little pods. And if we put an activator rail next to it and put glass over the top, then when we get a villager over here, it should go right into its pod. Oh man, we need a total of 3 villagers in each pod, and that is number 1 done. Now we just need to do that 251 more times. Oh my gosh, it's working already. And just like that, another 12 hours is gone, which means there is only one more thing we have to do to get this working. Find a pillager outpost and kidnap all of them. This one should do nicely. Then by putting them in boats and letting them shoot at me, eventually their crossbows will break. And we can throw them in our farm. Now let's get 35 more of them. Last one right here. That took way too long. And now it's time to test this out. This better work, I swear. Let's go. Whoa, dude, look at this. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen. Oh no, that's a problem. I forgot to build the collection area. Give me 1 second. Alright, that looks great. And it's even time for math.
Boo, you suck.
To store 1 million ingots, I need 579 shulker boxes, which can all fit into 11 double chests. Alright, so now all we have to do is AFK. Just kidding, I still need to decorate this whole thing, and for that I need 53,000 white concrete, 20,000 white terracotta, 16,000 snow blocks, and over 30,000 other blocks. And we can finally decorate the outside of our farm. Then, after a quick 10-hour AFK session, we have 1 million iron ingots. This took forever, so please subscribe.